So in this Unity tutorial I'm going to show you how you can make this amazing sci-fi door with the automatic functioning like this, and if you just pass through it, it closes automatically. The sound may be kind of a bit harsh because I haven't set up it for the game. It's just for the tutorial purposes. You can also make it a locked version, like having a side panel like a the numpad for the door to be so you can open it with the lock. If you want a locked version, you can write me down in the comments. Also, you can join my Discord server. If you have any suggestions, you can just feel free to use comment section down. So first of all, you need a door prefab. Of course, I'm not gonna be sharing this door prefab because it's not mine and I haven't made it. I just found it on the web so that I can show you guys. So I won't be sharing this with you guys, but I'll share the script link with you guys so that you can copy paste in your project. So first of all, we will set up the necessary components, and the second we will move on to the animation, how to you can animate and attach that to the script, and third I'll just show you how the things work in the C# script. So this is the FPS controller right here, and this is the necessary component you need for the door to interact automatically. If you want a door with the lock, you don't basically need this. That would be another scripting thing. But for the automatic thing, you need two colliders. For one is on the player and the second one is on the wait a second, on the door. There it is. So first of all, I'll just cover up this one. You need a capsule collider. Basically the capsule collider is best for the players because it's kind of bit anime gets the all the mesh and doesn't work like a box. So yep, you need a capsule collider. Make sure it's the height and the width is accordingly to your player preferences, and just make his edge trigger on, and make sure you give it a tag named reach to. That would be that we will need in the scripting, so make sure you give it a tag. Second, you need to go to your prefab like the door, and make sure it also has a box collider. Make it is trigger on, and the box collider must be on the animator object, and the same must have the script also, so it doesn't works weirdly for you, so that keep that in mind. And rest also, you need three box colliders on the object itself, like for these arch, door and panel, etc., so that the player won't go through unless the door is opened. So those are the four colliders, and one is on the one is on the player, and these are the four. You don't need any tag on these ones. So but that's it. Just make sure the both colliders are is trigger on, and don't make these triggers like, oh wait a second, these mesh colliders is trigger. If you do that, they will pass through it, so make sure they are off. Now we will move through the animation, and make sure if you animate like if you model your door like it yourself, make sure you have the correct pivot point, because in Unity you will have to make a new game object, and that kind of mess ups with your project. So make sure you have separate objects like movable objects for the animation like that, so that we can animate nicely without any hassle, because if you have a single game object, you won't be able to animate. Okay, so now we will go to the parent object, and then we will go to the animation. You can, if you don't have these tabs, go to window and go to animation, add both of these. Now you won't see anything over here. First of all, go to the create a new clip. I currently have 3 clips: idle, open and close. Make sure you also create those. Idle is just basically the door is at the closed state. You just have to add the properties of the uh, you know the still properties of the axis. Like currently it's of the y-axis. If I move it, the y-axis moves. If you are going to animate, make sure you have this button on, because if you don't have, like if I if I do this, and it all automatically adds a keyframe. If you don't have this on, and if you try animate it, you will just only see it in the editor, but you won't be making any changes in the animation. Okay, so make sure you have this on. Create these three: idle, open, and close. Open is just basically copy this one, this keyframe, and then go to open and paste it on the first one, and then at how much time, like according to your sound, like how much time it takes your door to close and animate. These are just the seconds, and it for me it's like 1 minute and 20 seconds. The door opens, and that's the last keyframe. At this, you have to just edit this one and make sure this is on, and that's just the opposite. Copy all of those and just paste it and replace the both the keyframes like this. Okay, so that's how you will be making three animations: open, idle, and close. Now come to the animator section. You will see something like this. I'll just remove all of this for you. So no, not that. So first of all, make transition. This will be the idle one. Make sure the default transition is on the idle one. Make transition, select this door one. I don't want this. Okay, door open, then with the door open go through the close and then back to idle. And in these two one, make sure you have both these settings off, as exit time and fixed duration for these two, but make sure you have these on for this one. And make two triggers, open and close, with you can add this trigger and name it. Make sure you name it same as you place it in the script, because if you don't, then it will not work nicely. So on the open one, put come over here and add the condition. It will automatically get the open. Come over to this one and add the close one. So that's basically everything in the setting up the components and the animation. If you don't understand anything or stuck anywhere, you can just pin me down in the comments, or you can join the Discord server. So that's all for the animation. Now you just need this one, just make a triangle through it: idle, open, close, idle, open, close. Now just one more thing, if you don't want to make it a loop, just come to the animation section where you saved your while creating over here. It will ask you to create a folder where you want to save your animations, and I'll just prefer to make an animation folder in the animation assets. Now here you will find your animations. Like these are the idle, open, and close. Make sure you have loop time off on, like all three of them. If you don't, they will play continuously again and again. On the idle, it doesn't it doesn't matter because it will be just at the closed state, but on the open and close, if you don't turn it off, they will just open continuously, open and close, open and close. Okay, so that's for the editor settings. Now we'll move on to the script. Script you have to attach to the the parent object of the door, and then we'll just go to the script. This is just a basic script. You don't need much you don't need to put your brains so much in this. Just have to assign a public animator or two audio source. You can also do it with the single audio source if you have the both close and open sound same. For me it's already the same, just I did for you. Just make it a bool so that we can just get if the door is open or not. If you don't do this, the script won't work nicely. It will just go weird. Sometimes the door will open and sometimes it won't. So that's just the basic thing. Make sure on the start the boolean is false, and all the sound is stopped. And make sure if you set up the sound, I forgot how to set up sound. Okay, just wait a second guys. So here wherever you want to, just I prefer you put it near the player, like inside a child object in the player. So here I have sounds. This is an empty game object, we just have sounds. Create an audio source, place your audio file from here, drag and drop over here, and make sure loop is off and play on awake is off. If you don't have these on, like if you have the loop on, the audio will play continuously after completing, and if you have the play on awake on, when you enter in the game, the audio will play without any function. So that's audio source. And if you come to the door, just drag and drop those files, and animator would be the same as the doors. Just do this and drag and drop like this. So you will be assigning 3 variables like that. Now in the script, this is just the basic void on trigger enter and on trigger exit that I've shown you guys. The reach to, you have to assign this tag to the same thing you have on your FPS control, on your reach, on the capsule collider that you have to make the same tag, the same name as assigned in here. So that's, we just this set trigger, we set the trigger of the door in the animation, uh, through over here. It just the trigger is the function. It just sends the command only once. It's like a automatic button, like if you press once it just sends only single signal and then it turns back to the off state. So I like trigger, not anything else, because those are just hassle, because they don't switch back to their automatically, and you just need to close it off again. So that's a single line of code, no more line of codes. So I just use triggers and just open, and this is the function when the player, like when this reach, now this collider and the collider on the player collides with each other. So this function is that one, and this is when they don't collide with each other, like when they exit each other's range. So these two are those function. And then you have the play animation, and if the player is not in the range, it just automatically closes the door. And those are, you can play the sound and make the boolean false, so that we can make another animation without having any trouble. So that's just the simple, just basically a 40 line of, yeah, if you just remove the spaces, it would be a 40 line of code. Make sure you don't, just don't drag drop this script. Make sure you always copy paste the script, because Unity have some bugs and errors in its brain. So that's how you do it, and for your sake I'll just play it again. It kind of bit does this, but I don't have any option to remove this. You can only do is have side object so that player can't see that, because if you do with the something with the alpha, yep, that won't be a good thing. Just cover it up with something else. Okay, so that's how you make your sci-fi door in Unity. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you leave a like. Bye bye.